Passive income with Ethereum. Ethereum has come a long way since its launch in 2015. Originally known as the world's first smart contract platform, Ethereum has evolved into the foundation of decentralized finance, NFTs, DAOs, and Web3 as a whole. But in recent years, another narrative has emerged that's just as powerful for long-term investors: the idea that Ethereum isn't just a technology platform, but a source of passive income. And with Ethereum's full transition to proof-of-stake, POS, completed in 2022 through the merge, that possibility is now more accessible than ever. Before we begin, an important message: crypto assets are high risk and not regulated in the UK. You could lose all the money you invest. There is no consumer protection. This content is not financial advice. Always do your own research. The concept is simple: instead of just holding ETH and hoping the price increases, why not earn yield on it? Today, ETH holders can generate income through staking, restaking, DeFi lending, liquid staking derivatives, yield farming, validator node operations, liquidity provision, and even NFT-based staking mechanisms. Each of these income streams has its own risk profile, yield expectations, and technical requirements, but together, they represent a fundamental shift in how Ethereum can grow your wealth beyond price speculation. This deep dive explores every major path to earning passive income with Ethereum in 2025 and beyond. Whether you're a long-term holder looking to earn 4 to 6% APY through secure staking, or a DeFi power user chasing higher returns with ETH derivatives, this guide will walk you through the best options and warn you about the biggest pitfalls. Ethereum's transition to a yield-bearing asset is already reshaping institutional crypto portfolios. And as mainstream adoption grows, so too will the opportunities to put your ETH to work. At the heart of Ethereum's passive income ecosystem is staking, the process of locking up ETH to help secure the network and validate transactions. Since the merge, Ethereum has relied on proof-of-stake, replacing the energy-intensive mining system with a validator model. Validators are required to lock 32 ETH to participate directly in consensus, earning staking rewards in return. These rewards come from newly issued ETH and transaction fees, and are currently yielding between 3% and 5% annually depending on network conditions. For most individuals, running a validator node is too complex or capital-intensive. That's where liquid staking comes in. Platforms like Lido, Rocket Pool, and Coinbase offer a way to stake ETH without needing 32 ETH or technical expertise. In exchange for your ETH, you receive a liquid staking token, such as STITH, RETH, or KETH, that continues to accrue staking rewards while remaining tradable or usable in DeFi. This unlocks a powerful feedback loop: you can stake ETH, hold the receipt token, and still deploy it in DeFi protocols to earn even more yield. These liquid staking derivatives have become central to Ethereum's income-generating strategies. They let users earn base staking rewards while accessing additional yield layers like lending, farming, or liquidity provision. However, they also come with risks, particularly smart contract vulnerabilities, depegging, and centralization concerns. If a platform is compromised, or if its staking token falls out of sync with ETH's price, users could lose significant value. That's why choosing a reputable staking provider with audited contracts and strong decentralization incentives is essential. Another method to earn passive income with Ethereum is through decentralized lending protocols. Platforms like Aave, Compound, and Spark allow users to deposit ETH or liquid staking tokens like STITH as collateral and earn interest from borrowers. These borrowers typically take out over-collateralized loans for leverage or yield farming purposes. As a lender, your ETH sits safely in a smart contract and earns interest, often between 1% and 4%, depending on market demand and protocol utilization. The advantage of DeFi lending is its flexibility and composability. You can supply ETH or its derivatives, earn interest, and even use the supplied tokens as collateral to borrow other assets. This creates opportunities for looping, where users deposit ETH, borrow stablecoins, buy more ETH, and repeat, amplifying both risk and reward. While this strategy isn't passive in the strictest sense, it forms the backbone of many DeFi-based ETH income strategies. However, it's not without danger. Smart contract exploits, liquidation risk, and volatile interest rates can quickly erase gains if not properly managed. Some users prefer centralized lending services like those offered by crypto exchanges or fintech platforms. Companies like Nexo, EigenLayer, and Swissborg offer ETH yield products with fixed or flexible returns. While these platforms are convenient and often regulated, they come with counterparty risk. Your ETH is no longer in your custody. The collapse of Celsius and BlockFi in 2022 served as a stark reminder that even well-known centralized providers can fail. If you choose this path, it's vital to evaluate the platform's proof of reserves, insurance policies, and regulatory compliance. One of the most innovative passive income models in Ethereum today revolves around restaking, a concept introduced by EigenLayer. Restaking allows users to take their already staked ETH or liquid staking tokens and reallocate that security to other decentralized services and middleware protocols. Essentially, your staked ETH not only secures Ethereum but also supports other emerging networks and earns additional yield. This form of double-dipping introduces new revenue streams without requiring fresh capital, making it an attractive option for yield maximizers in 2025. Restaking is still a relatively new frontier and comes with important trade-offs. While you can earn significantly higher yields, you're also assuming greater risk. The more protocols your ETH is exposed to, the more points of failure you introduce. If any of the restaked systems go down or are exploited, your collateral could be slashed or lost. That's why many investors choose to limit their restaking exposure or use platforms that allow for modular risk management. EigenLayer itself is working on safeguards to minimize systemic contagion, but it remains a more advanced strategy for experienced users. Another passive strategy tied to Ethereum involves liquidity provision on decentralized exchanges, DEXs. By depositing ETH into a liquidity pool, often paired with a stablecoin like USDC or another crypto asset, you can earn a share of trading fees and sometimes additional rewards from protocol incentives. Uniswap, Balancer, Curve, and Maverick are popular DEXs that offer ETH-related pools. The primary appeal is that you earn every time someone trades within that pool. But the downside is impermanent loss, which occurs when the value of your assets diverges during trading activity, reducing your effective yield. To mitigate impermanent loss while still earning fees, many users turn to concentrated liquidity on platforms like Uniswap v3 or automated vault strategies on platforms like Gamma, Arrakis, or Ambient. These tools allow liquidity providers to set tighter price ranges for their liquidity, increasing fee capture. However, this strategy introduces complexity and requires active management, not entirely passive unless paired with an automated manager. That said, the rewards can be significantly higher if executed correctly, especially in high-volume ETH trading pairs. Another form of Ethereum-based passive income that has seen growth is through ETH-denominated yield farming. In this model, users deposit ETH or ETH derivatives into DeFi protocols offering additional token incentives. For example, a yield farming strategy might involve staking ETH in a liquidity pool that pays out additional governance tokens like BAL, CRV, or OP. These bonus tokens can then be harvested and sold, adding to your ETH-denominated returns. While potentially lucrative, yield farming is best suited for advanced users due to the moving parts and often volatile reward tokens. In recent months, a new type of staking known as restaked LST-backed vaults has started gaining traction. Platforms like Pendle Finance and Gearbox allow users to tokenize future ETH yield or amplify returns through leveraged staking strategies. Pendle, for instance, separates the yield and principal of staked ETH into two tradable assets, giving users the option to speculate purely on future yield or access discounted ETH principal. While highly innovative, these strategies again require a nuanced understanding of DeFi mechanics and carry added smart contract risk. Beyond DeFi native strategies, Ethereum holders can also explore ETH rewards from Layer 2 ecosystems. As Layer 2 solutions like Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, and ZK Sync grow in adoption, they often offer incentives to liquidity providers, bridge users, and active participants. These rewards are sometimes paid in ETH or L2 native tokens that can be converted into ETH, effectively creating an indirect stream of passive income for Ethereum users. Bridging ETH to Layer 2 and participating in yield-bearing protocols on these chains can be cheaper and more efficient due to lower gas fees. Additionally, staking pools and aggregators like StakeWise, Stada, and Diva are building advanced ETH income products that simplify exposure to multiple yield layers. These platforms bundle staking, restaking, DeFi farming, and insurance mechanisms into a single user-friendly product, ideal for those who want diversified ETH yield without micromanaging multiple strategies. Some even allow partial withdrawals or composability with other DeFi platforms. For users looking for convenience and automated risk balancing, these newer aggregator products offer strong potential for set and forget income streams. While DeFi offers impressive opportunities, it's also important to look at real-world applications of ETH passive income. For example, some credit card providers and fintech apps now offer cashback in ETH instead of fiat, effectively allowing you to earn ETH from everyday purchases. Companies like Bitrefill, Fold, and crypto debit cards from platforms like Binance or Crypto.com reward spending with small amounts of ETH or ETH-backed stablecoins. While the earnings are modest, they're truly passive and accessible to anyone making purchases. Another lesser-known method of passive ETH income is through Ethereum staking NFTs and gamified protocols. Platforms like EtherOrcs, Aavegotchi, and other GameFi projects occasionally integrate staking mechanics into their NFT systems. By locking up ETH or ETH-backed tokens in-game or in NFT ecosystems, users can earn ETH or other rewards based on gameplay or holding periods. While this area is more niche and speculative, it represents an evolving category of Ethereum-based yield strategies that blend DeFi with entertainment, particularly appealing to younger, more experimental investors. It's also worth mentioning staking as a service (SaaS) platforms, which cater to users with more than 32 ETH but who prefer not to run their own validator node. Services like Nodes, Blockdaemon, and Stakefish offer managed validator setups, letting users retain control over their funds while outsourcing the technical and security overhead. These providers often take a small percentage of the staking rewards as a fee but offer uptime guarantees and simplified interfaces. For high-net-worth ETH holders, this can be a more secure and rewarding approach compared to pooled or exchange-based staking. Security, of course, is the backbone of any passive income strategy. Regardless of how promising the yield, it's essential to evaluate the risks behind the rewards. Smart contract vulnerabilities, rug pulls, protocol insolvency, and slashing risks all pose threats to staked or deployed ETH. Many sophisticated investors now use on-chain insurance protocols like Nexus Mutual or InsureAce to protect their ETH income strategies. These platforms allow users to insure their assets against specific risks, such as a smart contract hack or validator slashing, for a small premium deducted from their overall yield. Understanding tax implications is also crucial for ETH-based income. In many jurisdictions, staking rewards, yield farming proceeds, and airdrops are considered taxable income at the time of receipt. This means that even if your ETH rewards are not converted into fiat, they could trigger a tax liability based on their market value at the time you received them. Investors in the UK, US, and EU should be especially mindful of the distinction between capital gains, from price increases, and income, from rewards, as each is taxed differently. To streamline this, some users turn to crypto tax software like Coinly, CoinTracker, or Accounting, tools that integrate with DeFi platforms and wallets to track income and generate reports. Keeping detailed records of staking events, transaction fees, and reward dates is essential for staying compliant and reducing stress during tax season. For those generating substantial income from ETH staking or DeFi, working with a crypto-savvy accountant is highly recommended to optimize deductions and minimize surprise liabilities. With the Ethereum ecosystem continuing to evolve rapidly, it's also wise to stay up to date with regulatory developments. As ETH transitions further into the mainstream, especially after the approval of Ethereum ETFs in major markets, governments and financial regulators are watching the ecosystem closely. Any sudden changes in staking regulations, security classifications, or platform legality could impact passive income flows overnight. This makes education and adaptability part of the passive income strategy itself. Staying informed is just as important as staying staked. Looking to the future, Ethereum's shift toward modular infrastructure and Layer 2 scaling opens up even more passive income possibilities. As data availability layers like Celestia and Ethereum's own dank sharding model mature, new forms of ETH yield could emerge, including data staking, where users are rewarded for contributing bandwidth, storage, or computational power in exchange for ETH-backed tokens or protocol fees. These developments may not be fully realized yet, but they hint at the next phase of Ethereum-based financial activity, where passive income becomes increasingly tied to infrastructure contribution. Ethereum is also poised to be at the center of the real-world asset, RWA, tokenization boom, where traditional assets like bonds, real estate, and equities are brought on-chain. Staking or lending ETH to protocols that support these tokenized assets could generate passive income backed by yield-bearing real-world financial instruments. Projects like Pendle Finance, Matrix Stock, and Backed are already issuing tokenized treasury bonds and allowing ETH to be used as collateral. If these models scale, Ethereum could become a settlement layer not just for crypto-native finance, but for a new kind of global yield marketplace. Finally, the rise of autonomous AI agents and AI-driven DeFi strategies presents a futuristic approach to earning ETH passively. Platforms like Fetch.ai, Morpheus, and Sentient are building systems where AI bots can automatically deploy user funds into yield strategies based on real-time data and risk profiles. These systems could one day allow ETH holders to assign capital to autonomous yield agents who manage everything from staking to liquidity provision, executing complex strategies that adapt automatically to market conditions while aiming to optimize ETH income over time. In conclusion, Ethereum offers one of the most diverse ecosystems for generating passive income in crypto. Whether through solo staking, liquid staking tokens, DeFi yield strategies, Layer 2 participation, real-world asset integrations, or even emerging AI-powered automation, ETH holders have more tools than ever to make their assets work for them. What sets Ethereum apart is its ability to evolve. As the network becomes more scalable, modular, and integrated into both crypto-native and traditional financial systems, the number of ETH-based passive income strategies will only expand. But with this opportunity comes responsibility. Choosing the right strategy requires a balance between risk tolerance, technical know-how, and long-term conviction in Ethereum itself. While the passive income might be set and forget in theory, keeping an eye on protocol updates, security issues, and market conditions remains essential. With the right mix of research, patience, and diversification, Ethereum can be more than just a speculative asset. It can become a reliable engine for building long-term, sustainable wealth in a decentralized future. Subscribe to Crypto Pulse for deep dives, tutorials, and objective insights into crypto's biggest trends.